Hello and welcome to a new edition of True Audio Files. So before I get too far into this, I also just want to kind of say this because I've been saying it in my latest videos and it seems to be gaining some momentum and I love it. I have a Facebook group called True Audio Files, spelled just like it is here. There will be a link in the description that you can link to, and I'd love for you guys to join in our discussions. We're starting to get a lot more people posting things there and having some great discussions going there, and I love the community that's starting to build there. So if you want to be part of that, hit that link in the description, or just go to Facebook and look up True Audio Files like it's spelled here. And also, if you're relatively new to this channel, or if you are new to this channel, the records behind me are basically new releases that just came out this week that I have purchased. They're either new music or some reissues. And these are the ones that I had for this week. So, all right, let's move on to the topic at hand. So, lots of news this week about some new pressing plants being built and some current pressing plants getting expanded. So my question is, though, to you is that really a good thing? And I'll tell you why I say that. So we'll start off with ones that were all kind of in the same story that I read anyways, and that is, so there are 3 pressing plants that currently exist that are either expanding their pressing plant or are building a new facility in a new place. And there's also one other one that I'll talk about later on that you'll see why at that time. But basically, the 3 current companies that are either expanding or building new ones are United Records Pressing, Memphis Record Pressing, and GZ Vinyl. So United Record Pressing is essentially doubling their facility. I don't know how much of an expansion Memphis Record Pressing is doing, but they're expanding. And then GZ Vinyl is actually going to be building a facility in the Nashville area. For those of you that don't know, GZ Vinyl owns probably one of the biggest facilities and it's in the Czech Republic, but one of the biggest facilities in the world, where they cut lacquers and they actually do a couple of different processes there, and they press vinyl, and they're definitely one of the bigger pressing plants in the world. And they also own a facility in Canada as well. So they will be adding a facility in the US. So you might be knowing where I'm going with this, especially if you know me and you know my feelings about those 3 companies that press records. URP, MRP, and GZ Vinyl, in my opinion, are probably the 3 worst pressing plants in the world when it comes to quality control and how well they press records, and how many records they press that have just tons of surface noise and warps and bowling and or cupping, however you want to call that. But so to me, it's great that we're getting more pressing plants and expansion on existing pressing plants, because right now all of the facilities, it's my understanding, are backlogged by at least 6 months, if not a year. So if you want a new album to be pressed, you're not going to see one for maybe a year now. So it's kind of a love-hate bit of news for me. I think it's great that we're going to get some relief in terms of the number of facilities, pressing plants, and the number of pressings, I should say, presses that they're going to be to press records. So it will definitely alleviate that backlog. But if those 3 companies continue to press records the way they currently press records, for me, it's just going to be more bad pressings out there and more quality control issues. So in that part of the news, that disappoints me. Assuming they're going to keep with the quality control standards they currently have. Hopefully, cross my fingers, they will do a much better job of controlling the surface noise and just the bad pressings that all of them have. So those are the bad news in pressing plant expansions or new plants news. But there was one bit of really good news, and that is that Vinyl Me Please, the subscription-based service that has kind of unique pressings of records, are going to be building their own audiophile level pressing plant facility. And they have actually taken the guy that was the main guy at QRP, who does Analog Productions products and the Acoustic Sound series stuff, and basically everything that comes out of QRP, but in the UHQRs. He was responsible for getting them to the level that they are, which is unbelievable. And previously, before that job, he actually had the job at RTI to kind of control that quality control. And so, RTI and QRP were very similar in quality in terms of audiophile pressings, in my opinion. And it was mainly because of this one guy who now has gotten the job with Vinyl Me Please and their new pressing plant. So there's some good news out of that. Now, whether that pressing plant presses things other than Vinyl Me Please things remains to be seen. I don't know, but hopefully they do. But that's good news on the Vinyl Me Please side, because I used to have a subscription to them because I really liked some of the stuff they did in terms of what they were releasing and what they were trying to do. Problem is a lot of their pressings were done at GZ Vinyl, which you've already heard what I feel about GZ Vinyl, and it's one of the reasons why I canceled my subscription, and I know that there were several other people like me who canceled that subscription because of that also. So it's good news that they're going to transfer all their pressing from GZ Vinyl, and they used to do QRP, and I'll tell you why it's used to, but they're going to transfer that now to their own facility. So to my knowledge, I don't know much about Vinyl Me Please over the past few months because I just haven't been paying much attention. But my understanding is they have stopped getting things pressed at QRP, where a lot of their good stuff was being pressed. My understanding is that they've stopped that, and my guess is it's probably because the owner of QRP is pissed because they stole his main guy. So anyway, that's kind of the overall arc of the new news about the pressing plant. So a little bit of a shining glimmer of hope of good news with the Vinyl Me Please audiophile pressing plant. But unfortunately, a lot of potentially bad news for the fact that URP is going to double their facility, MRP is going to expand, and QZ Vinyl is going to add a new facility in the Nashville area. So the three worst pressing plants are expanding or adding new locations. But let's hope, cross our fingers, that they also work on their quality control so it won't make matters almost worse. Because, you can not be backlogged anymore, but if you're not backlogged anymore and you're pressing poor records, it's kind of a wash, in my opinion. I'd rather have the backlog and make sure that the quality control is there, which unfortunately it's not either. But anyway, that's kind of what I have to say. I would love to hear what you have to say about the situation. What are your thoughts on it after hearing what I've just told you? Please leave your comments below. If you liked what you saw here, hit that like button. If you want to see all my other videos, hit that subscribe button. And when you want to know when my new videos come out, hit that alert bell. That's everything I have for today. Thank you very much, and you have a good one.